there, dreamers! Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new. I'm Jacqueline. Thank you for stopping by. Consider subscribing if you are a fellow crazy plant person. I love Hoyas, and I have a lot of other houseplants too that we talk about here on a regular basis. So hit that subscribe button and click the bell to stay updated on all my latest videos. I don't currently have a set schedule, so that is how you will stay in the loop. And today I'm doing an update on a plant that came to me in very unfortunate condition. Let's start back at the beginning. If you are interested in my Hoya Polyneura, this is that video. I thought it was time to update you on the status of my Hoya Polyneura. For those of you who don't remember, I talked about this in, I believe it was a collective Hoya haul. I hadn't talked about it for a long time after I received it, simply because I thought it was going to die. I ordered a Hoya Polyneura over the summer off of Etsy, and it was from a reputable seller. It started off with 4 leaves. 2 of them were basically already yellow and upset, and a third of the 4 was starting to yellow. It was so angry. I contacted the seller and sent pictures and asked for help, and they advised me that it looked like heat damage, and this was actually why they never sold Hoya Polyneura in summer before, because it usually turned out this way. I didn't feel comfortable taking the risk on doing a replacement plant, so I just asked for a refund. She did advise me that if I tried to cut off as much as possible that was already damaged, I might be able to revive it, but she really didn't have high hopes. So that is the stage that is set for the Hoya Polyneura. Down to like barely a node, 2 leaves, one of them is partially yellow. I put this in a takeout container of sphagnum moss under a grow light for months. This is a rooting technique that a lot of people use for Hoyas successfully, so I thought I would try my hand at it with this since I had nothing to lose. It took many months, I want to say 3 or 4 months, for anything to really happen, but then it started to put out roots. It got to the point where it had enough roots, and I put it in leca. I was thrilled because after a couple of weeks in leca and having nutrients available, it actually started to put off new growth. And I was beside myself with joy. I was so happy. I had never successfully rehabbed a Hoya before, so I was over the moon, and it started putting out a new leaf. It was beautiful, and then it all kind of went wrong. While I'm sad about it, I also can learn from it, and that's kind of why I'm making this video, because every time a plant does something less than desirable or ends up less than desirable, it's a way for me to learn to not do that to another plant, in my opinion. It had the new growth, it was in leca, it was flush day, and half of the roots were rotten. And I didn't understand because it hadn't been sitting in water, it hadn't had, you know, a ton of time without any water, it wasn't dry, like the reservoir hadn't run dry. It didn't make any sense to me. So I was scared that maybe it just didn't like leca. Maybe that was just too much moisture. Maybe it wanted to be able to dry out in between, you know, like other Hoyas. So this is where I made a mistake, because since all of this happened, I've actually seen a lot of other YouTubers that use leca say that they put their plants that are prone to root rot in leca because it's a lot less likely to happen. So with that in hindsight, I should have kept it in leca. Maybe I should have gotten a different reservoir or something, just trial and error with that. But instead, what I did was I took it out of leca and I put it in a teeny tiny little nursery pot with some chunky soil like I do with my other Hoyas. And that plant yellowed and died within like a week. I was so upset. First, its baby leaf fell off, having never hardened off, never gotten to mature size. I was so devastated. And then the rest of it just yellowed and died. And I was so sad about it. But like I said, I didn't have any money riding on it anymore. It was just one of those things where I really wanted to rehab this plant. I'm also making this video to normalize this because we all have a lot of plants, and it's normal for 1 or 2 of them to just not quite make it. And it's not something to be ashamed of. There's nothing wrong with you. it's always a lesson, you know, whether it's just you got it from someone that didn't take care of it well before you and it died once it was in your care, or, you know, it's something like this where it came heat damaged from shipping or what have you. I just did the best I could, and I'm happy that I prolonged its life for a little while, even if I couldn't keep it up indefinitely. I feel pretty proud of what I was able to do. I still learned a lot from having that plant as long as I did, so I got what I needed out of it, right? Someday I will get myself a nice Hoya Polyneura that is somewhat established, and it's gonna be great. I did pick up something recently that is not a Hoya that kind of looks like a Hoya Polyneura, and I will have to share that with you in another video. But it will be coming up soon, so again, make sure you click that bell down below so that you are notified when my videos go live. That way you don't miss anything. I hope you like this video. Click that like button down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.